again, it's lovely to have your company. Stick around for the next few minutes if you can, because we've got lots of cruises to come in the next half an hour. We're calling this show Royal Caribbean Lates and Greats, and there are some really good cruises coming up for you. We've got some in the height of summer, and we've got a little bit of a pre-Christmas getaway and an escape to the Emirates coming up for you. Oh, and a cruise to the Caribbean, so lots to come. And they're all coming with Royal Caribbean. Now, Royal Caribbean is a fantastic cruise line for families, for couples, for almost everyone, to be honest, whether you're late teens, whether you're honeymooning, whether you're in your 60s, your 80s. I think you're going to have a really, really good time with Royal Caribbean. In fact, let's get straight on board to one of their ships. We're going on board the Rhapsody first, because the Rhapsody will be taking us on an Eastern Med cruise with a free Venice stay, which sounds rather nice, doesn't it? And it's going in the peak of summer. Now, the Rhapsody is amazing. There is so much to do on board. Of course, we feature mainly and majorly on these VTs on food, because the food on board is just to die for. Lots and lots of lovely restaurants for you. Your accommodation is clean, it's comfortable, everything you need is there for you to relax of an evening, but you don't spend long there because you're in these fabulous dining rooms like this one. You're enjoying all the views right the way around the ships. You've got the R-Bar for signature cocktails on board the Rhapsody, which sounds rather nice. And finding your way around the ships. I know some people look at the ships and they say, oh no, the larger ships, they're really not for me, but it is so easy to make your way around. They have the digital wayfinders all over the place. 11 decks of activity, entertainment, dining and stylish accommodation are all waiting for you on the Rhapsody. And everything is a little bit of a cut above. Everything's different. Chops Grill, wonderful. There is familiar names there as well. So if you like a Starbucks coffee, other coffees are available, but it's available for you on the Rhapsody. You can be pampered. There are treatments available for you, and lots of different spaces to enjoy on the ship. So quite apart from where it goes, actually it's kind of a resort in itself on the ship, and I think you can have a really great time because you don't have to nominate a driver or look around for taxis. It's a very safe environment on board a cruise as well, and that's why so many people choose to take them. So this is the Eastern Mediterranean with a free Venice stay thrown in as well, and it starts on the 2nd of July by flying from the UK, and we're off to Venice. Ah, how amazing. Rather than joining the ship straight away, we're going to put you in a hotel, a really nice hotel as well, actually, for a couple of nights room only, for you to enjoy everything that Venice has to offer. Of course, there is a lot for you to do. There is St Mark's Square. There are all the bridges. You can go and see the Bridge of Sighs. You can go and see the Murano glass being made. You can see all the fabulous works of art. Or you can just do the cafe culture. You can just sit and watch the world go by. You can watch all the traffic going up and down the Grand Union Canal, which is quite a sight to see, let me tell you. And Venice really is very beautiful. So we're starting off our holiday with 2 days there. Then we join the Rhapsody of the Seas, sailing first to Katakolon, where of course you can see Olympia in Greece and the Museum of Ancient Greek Technology. On then to the Greek islands, and we're heading first into Harnia, which is Crete actually. Beautiful old Venetian harbour, and yeah, some real history actually there. Moving on next to Mykonos. Now, we've all heard of Mykonos. I've never been to Mykonos. It looks lovely. Amazing beaches and plenty of sights to see before we head on to one of the most picturesque ports on any itinerary. It's Santorini. You can see why so many people decide to actually get married in Santorini or take their holiday there. Look at the pictures you would bring back. On we go to Ephesus, just amazing, of course. Do an excursion to see the ancient sites and see the House of the Virgin Mary, and that's just a huge list of things to do. A day at sea before we head off then to Athens. The port is Piraeus, of course. And again, needs no explanation, you know, full of ancient ruins and history, and you will learn an awful lot. Now, we sail back into Venice, and that is well worth being up and seeing that sail back in, but you're overnighting on board in the port on the Rhapsody of the Seas before you come off and then go from there to the airport, obviously, to fly back to the UK. It's a lovely holiday, this one, and it's 13 nights all told, and I think it's great to start with a couple of nights in a hotel in Venice, then do the cruise, and then have the overnight on board on the Rhapsody of the Seas before you then take that flight back to the UK. You're not going to believe the price on this one. We call this show Lates and Greats for a very good reason, because when I tell you that, ladies and gentlemen, this deal starts... Oh, you're going to have to book it ever so quickly though, because it is very subject to availability, this one. I don't think there'll be many spaces left. from £899 per person. From £899 per person, that's under £900 each. I don't know whether you've costed up recently. Just a little mini break out to Venice in a half-decent hotel and then factored in flights. You spend that very, very easily. This includes that Royal Caribbean cruise as well. Looks really good, doesn't it? Here are all the details. Wowzers. That's really good, isn't it? Now remember, if you want to look at this on the web, you can just type in that TV reference, RHA 201. RHA, of course, is the first three letters of the word Rhapsody. It's the Rhapsody of the Seas you'll be sailing with in this particular package for you. And remember, this starts with that mini break in Venice as well, with an 11-night cruise. Now, if you want to upgrade to ocean view or balcony, the prices and the choices are there in front of you. And I would be calling on this one, to be honest with you. I would not wait around too long and go looking on the website and everything else. I would err towards a phone call on this one. Give the other half a call. If you can make that time work for you, it's basically 2 weeks, isn't it, from the 2nd of July. So you've maybe already got that booked out of your diary as a little space for a holiday. We can do this itinerary on other dates between July and October. Obviously for the TV I need to pick one date to give you a price tag, so we've picked the 2nd of July, but there are other dates available between July and October as well. Give us a call. All you need to do is pick up the phone and give us a call. It's 0800 953 4700. Those lines are open, remember, every single day from 9 o'clock in the morning, late into the evening, 7 days a week. So even if you're watching this at the weekend on Saturday thinking, oh, well, they won't be there today, they are, absolutely, until late into the evening. Now, have you got our first time guide to cruising? Because if you haven't, everyone should be watching these shows with that in their hand, and here's how you get hold of one. All you need to do is pick up the phone and to give us a call. Slightly different number to request a copy of this first time guide to cruising, 0800 953 4971, or you can request it, of course, through our website at tvcruisechannel.com. What will that give you? Well, it'll give you all the answers to the questions that you might just have in your head before you take your first cruise, or maybe you're trying to talk your other half into your first cruise. I know a couple of people are there. I know Sally, who is in touch with the show quite regularly. She's just trying to talk Malcolm into that first cruise, and she used a great phrase. She said, happy wife, happy life. And I'm going with that because I think that's quite a good idea. So fellas, listen and get a copy of that guide. Let's do another cruise in the meantime from Lates and Greats from Royal Caribbean. This time we're going on a Spanish Med cruise and we're going on the Navigator of the Seas. Now, every one of Royal Caribbean ships are distinctive and they are different, and some of them have, you know, these features that are across the fleet, things like the rock wall, which is, you know, it's quite a challenge. Let's do it, why not? It's part of the Voyager class and there's so much to do on board. You can see you've got mini golf there. The main dining rooms are spectacular with Royal Caribbean. They really are. They are just superb. And then speciality dining, things like lobster and the chops grill for... do you think you can manage that fillet? It looks quite nice, doesn't it? Or maybe you just fancy something quick by the pool. Well, Johnny Rockets is there for you the whole time as well. And there is just so much going on the whole time. Remember, we show you restaurants and food and things like that. But remember, of an evening, you've got a full programme of things to do every evening. You've got bars to go and visit. You've got different forms of entertainment to go and see. You can see a big West End style show if you want to. You can just go and see some live music in another one of the lounges or the bars. You can go to Vintages and enjoy some fine wines, just you and the other half. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? Or you can get adventurous and do things like the Flow Rider. You don't need to be an expert, by the way, to be able to do that. It's easier than it looks, he says, having nearly tried it. Nearly. I wonder if Emma's tried it on Harmony. We're going to have to find out, aren't we, very, very soon. This is going to be an amazing holiday, by the way, because we are talking about middle to late September. So if you are maybe mum and dad or nan and granddad and you've been enjoying the company of the little darlings through the summer, remember, by the 18th of September, they're back at school. So what you do is you talk to brother and sister or mum and dad or someone and say, you couldn't they're no trouble at all. Just look after them. And off you go, because on the 18th of September, you'll be off to Southampton going, oh, isn't it quiet already? And you'll be joining the Navigator of the Seas. We've got 2 days at sea, first of all, for you to get into the cruising pace of life, which is a lot slower than usual pace of life, let me tell you. We are heading first to Gibraltar. which is lovely. Beautiful Gibraltar. There's lots to do, so much to do there. For such a tiny, tiny, tiny little place, Gibraltar, there's a lot to do. St Michael's Cave, lots to do there. They have lovely classical music concerts inside there. And maybe visit the siege tunnels. On next to Cartagena in Spain, go and visit the Roman Theatre Museum and the Modern Art Museum. And we'll move from there to Palma de Mallorca. Now, Palma de Mallorca is famed for many things. The cathedral, of course, is a real sort of highlight, but beaches and just so beautiful to walk around. On next to a place that needs no introduction, so here it is. It's Barcelona. Now, there are so many things to do in Barcelona, as I'm sure you know already. You hear about it an awful lot. It's just gorgeous, it really is. Valencia next. Valencia, lots of hidden gems in Valencia. The central market is amazing. Yeah, of course, you know, and in this area, you've got the cathedrals and the basilicas and so much to enjoy. Malaga next. The beaches and the port itself are quite nice, but you can go to places like the Alhambra Palace from Malaga, which is nice. On to Seville, or the port for Seville, at least Cadiz, which is beautiful. You can go to Seville from there and visit the real Alcazar, which is, again, a real highlight. Very, very nice indeed. Lisbon, beautiful. Make sure you go up into the Barrault area, which is where all the swanky shops and the restaurants are. It's beautiful, really, really nice. You can watch the trams go through. Very cobbly, though, so take some stout shoes. I can find you some shoes on another channel, but that's another channel. Right here, there is your itinerary, and that itinerary is over 13 nights. I think that would be a great holiday, don't you? And if you don't like the idea of checking into an airport, you prefer not to fly, or simply you don't fly, you're terrified of it, and you never get to go on holidays to these far-flung places that are actually quite close, if you think about it, then this is your way of doing it. So it's the 18th of September. Oh, we've got an amazing price. Really, I mean, this show is called Lates and Greats. You're gonna have to be very, very quick. Don't be late snapping up this deal, which starts from just $849 per person, which is just, that's the kind of price you should really pay for a 6 or 7 night cruise. You've got 13 going on here from just $849 with Royal Caribbean. That's why this show is called Lates and Greats. Here's the details. Crikey. Just gonna let you drink that in for a second. How many ports have we got on this one? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 fabulous ports on this one, and you've got plenty of time at sea at the beginning and the end of the cruise as well for you to completely enjoy everything on board the Navigator of the Seas. That is really good. It's port rich, and look at the price tag. I mean, really, for 13 nights you should be paying closer to more double that price. So the price that you're paying for 2 people is really more akin to the kind of price that you should really pay for 13 nights for 1 person. It's really good, isn't it? Now, if you'd like it, then jump onto our website and pop in that TV reference TV302. Or, of course, you can pick up the phone and give us a call. It's probably best to call on this show, I would say, because it will be those deals where, unfortunately, to some people, we're going to have to say, oh, I'm sorry, you've just missed it. And I don't want that happening to you. So the sooner you get it sort of locked down, I mean, look at that, per person per night, from just £65 per person per night. When you think about it like that, and you think about how much 1 night could cost in a regular chain hotel in the UK for 1 night, no food, no entertainment, no facilities, no swimming pool, no moving to some other sunshine destination. Oh, it's amazing. Now, listen, I have the easy job. I have the easy job here. I just get to deliver you the good news. Let's go over to our office over in Manchester. Some other people with a very, very easy job as well, talking to you about your holidays. Let's meet the team.
I like Royal Caribbean. The entertainment's fantastic. There's so much for everybody. Quiet places if you want that, entertainment. It's just ticks all boxes and brilliant for children.
My favourite ship that I've been on is the Anthem of the Seas. I went on it in October. It was amazing. It was transatlantic to New York.
Favourite destination would be the Caribbean. Cruised with Royal Caribbean around there many times. I just like the sunshine, the beaches.
This year I'm personally excited about the launch of the Royal Caribbean Harmony of the Seas. Quite a lot of innovative features on there. I'm really looking forward to trying the Abyss water slide, which is a 10-storey water slide at sea.
Yeah, and if you're wondering where Emma is, last seen somewhere on the Harmony of the Seas, and I hope she's okay. I'm sure she's enjoying every second of it. Listen, do you fancy cruising to the Caribbean? I know I do. I have never ever been to the Caribbean. Every time I see the wonderful pictures that we put up in front of you on our shows, I just think, one day. Well, that day can be for you, because we've got a 16-night package, which is the cruise to the Caribbean on the Independence of the Seas. Now, this is going to be for the back end of October and into the middle of November, so you're going to love this. Now, on board the Independence of the Seas, it's one of Royal Caribbean's most favourite ships, and I know you hear us say that ad infinitum, but I think when you look around it, I think you'll get a good idea. And it's not just about the hardware, it's not just about the amazing places to visit, the amazing bars and the restaurant and everything else. It is about the service on board that you will receive as well. It's funny, you know, people are very, very nice in hotels, and they do serve you very, very nicely, but it's not a patch on how you're treated by the crews and the staff on board a cruise ship. And I think one of the main reasons for that is because the staff have a real sense of ownership. It is their ship, it is their family. Remember, they're on board for long periods of time. So the Independence of the Seas is not just their workplace, but it's their home as well. So they love seeing people having great times, and they want you to come back and have many more holidays on board the Independence of the Seas as well. I mean, I think that's great, having little parades going through like that. I mean, it's spectacular. What other kind of holiday could give you these kind of experience, I guess is what we're saying here. It is beautiful, really, really nice, and I think you'll love life on board. It's as busy as you like, or it's as quiet as you like. And if you are a couple that like to keep yourself to yourself, by the way, there are lots of little places you can go and hide away as well. So don't think it's always crowded and full of people. Listen, it wouldn't be one of Royal Caribbean's most popular ships if it didn't have the little bolt holes, the specialty restaurants, lots and lots of different things on offer. So let's see if we can tempt you to the Caribbean. It's maybe for the first time, and maybe you've been before and thought back. Maybe you went to the Caribbean 20 years ago and you thought, okay, it's time to go back. Has to be the right deal. This will be the right deal, I think, for you. 30th of October then, we get on board the Indy in Southampton. We have 8 fabulous days at sea. That means you can enjoy all of the entertainment. You can relax. You can just kick back. You don't have the pressure of a port to go and visit or miss out on. You've got 8 days to just take it all in and just enjoy everything. And then 8 days later, slowly but surely, the weather gets better and better and better and better. It's got to, hasn't it? Because we're heading to the Caribbean, and we're heading first to Philipsburg in St. Martin. Wow. I don't need to tell you any more than this picture shows you about St. Martin. It's the Caribbean, it's the white sandy beaches, it's the blue azure seas, and there's just more and more and more of it coming. We head next across to St. Kitts, to Bazatir, and again, that looks wonderful. It isn't just to wander around for the day, or to just find a little beach and say, okay, I'll see you later. I'm going for a little bit of a sunbathe, or a little bit of a cocktail, quiet cocktail, somewhere on a beach. Charlotte Amalie next in St. Thomas. And then we head to San Juan. Now, San Juan is very, very different than the other ports in the Caribbean. It's the capital of Puerto Rico. There's lots to do there. But you might want to just find a little bar and go and have a little cheeky cocktail and just relax. Labadee next. Now, this is Royal Caribbean's private leased island. So, you know, other cruise lines don't have this opportunity of visiting their own private island. That's amazing, isn't it? That's going to be brilliant. For shopping as well. There are so many shopping opportunities along the way here. Then we have another day at sea, and we arrive in Fort Lauderdale, and that's where we leave the ship and fly back to the UK. Now, it doesn't have to be that way. What we can do at the end of the cruise, as you're in Fort Lauderdale, is that we can add on other stays to other places, which I can tell you about in just a moment. But let me give you a price tag based on leaving Southampton on the 30th of October and sailing out to the Caribbean, ending in Fort Lauderdale, and then flying back to the UK, because this, as a base price, just to get you out to the Caribbean, is one of the best I've seen in the cruise business in all the time I've been talking to you about cruises. Starts as little as under £900 per person. So is that a good starting point? Is that amazing to get you out to the Caribbean? Now that's brilliant, but you might want to add some stays at the end of the cruise. So let me tell you the options. Here's the details. Absolutely amazing. Now, the options we can add to this is maybe you want to stick around in Orlando from Fort Lauderdale for 5 nights. Well, we can do that from as little as £199 per person extra. What? Yeah, absolutely, that can be done. Maybe you've done Orlando, maybe you want to do something else. So maybe at the end of the cruise you want to fly to Vegas and have a few nights there from as little as just under £300 extra. Maybe you want to fly to New York. Well, we can do that as well. We can fly at the end of the cruise over to New York and do a 3-night hotel stay. Again, from the same price, from an extra $299 per person. And that's brilliant. By the way, if you are flying back to either Manchester or Birmingham because you're starting this cruise in Southampton, what you do is you get yourself to the airport that you're going to be flying back to, either Manchester or Birmingham, and we will supply a free coach transfer down to Southampton to start the cruise, so that when you fly back, you're flying back to where your car is, or or where your family are going to meet you, or whatever it might be. That's really good. And the base price on this one for cruising out to the Caribbean and then flying back from Fort Lauderdale is from as little as $899. So you can tailor and bolt onto that as you please. How good is that? How good is that? I love it. Listen, if you want more details, RCL 402 is on the website, RCL 402. Pop that into the website or give us a call on 0800 953 4700. Have you never been on a cruise? Are you enjoying watching these cruise shows? Because if you do, it's about time you took your first cruise. We'll take your first step to your first cruise by getting one of these. It's our first time guide to cruising. It tells you such a lot of information. It dispels a lot of myths. It gives you a lot of tips as well. And it's free to get hold of. We'll pay for that call to 0800 953 4971. So a slightly different number, 0800 953 4971. Give us a call now. Leave a message on the answer phone and with your name and details, and we'll get a copy straight out to you, or you can request it through the website, tvcruisechannel.com. Hey, how are you? It's great to have your company. We love our cruise shows. They're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and there are lots more of them. I've got Emma and I've got Laura by my side now as well for the cruise shows, so we've just got so much more to offer you. Just before I go, I'm sorry to keep you, but just one more if I can. A bit of a Christmas getaway. This would be lovely. And it's an escape to the Emirates. It's going to be on Royal Caribbean's Vision of the Seas, so a different ship to the ones that we've seen so far in the Vision class. With the Vision are the most travelled in so much as they travel to the far-flung corners of the world in the whole of the fleet. They've got a 6-storey centrum right in the middle. That's where all the shopping and the restaurants and the bars sort of pervade from, if you like. There's a really nice adult-only solarium in there with a retractable roof as well. So the weather's not so good, they retract the, they cover the roof up, which is really, really good. Just so much to enjoy on board. Easy to find your way around with these wayfinders. They're really, really good. You tell it where you want to go and it gives you the directions, a bit like sat-nav on board. Look at that. That's that central area I was talking about. And there's just so much going on from there. I think you're going to love it. Look at aerial displays right in the middle. This is why everyone has a different holiday, even if they're on the same cruise. Everyone has their own holiday memories that are very unique and individual to them. You love the staff and the personality of the staff on board. We were talking before, it's not just their workplace, remember, it's their home for long periods of time as well. So they have a really, really great time. They have a great team atmosphere on board, and that really does kind of, it comes out to you as well, and you know, you really do feel looked after, because Royal Caribbean are just brilliant at that. They are just superb when it comes to service. Whether you're just grabbing a quick burger or whether you're having one of the speciality meals, you get the same kind of level of service all of the way through. I think you're going to love it. And in terms of your stateroom, you know what? Everything's looked after. Everything's taken care of. You don't have to lift a finger. I always say on cruises, all you need to do for yourself really, breathe in and out. The rest will happen for you. We start this one on the 12th of December. It's a nice little Christmas getaway, this one. We fly from Heathrow out to Dubai. Dubai. Oh, wow. Here's where we transfer to the Vision of the Seas. Imagine the fly out and the fly in and the sail out from Dubai. That's going to be amazing, isn't it? We join the Vision of the Seas and we are off straight away, off to Oman. The Oman fjords are worth looking at as well, and the dolphin tours there. Then we head to Abu Dhabi. Now, this is brilliant. beautiful. Make sure you see the Emirates Palace. There's the observation deck at 300 at the Etihad Towers where you get the highest vantage point over Abu Dhabi. And also you must go to Ferrari World as well, which has lots of roller coasters and things that look great. Then you cruise through to Muscat in Oman. You've got 2 days in port here, so you can do all of the highlights as well. I was looking at some of the top attractions, the Grand Mosque. There are city tours to see the forts, and there are amazing shopping streets in Muscat as well. It's very, very pretty indeed. Hello to Tracy, who's our regular correspondent from Oman as well, who loves it out there. Back into Dubai, where you'll overnight in the port, because remember, when we arrived in Dubai from the flight, we just got straight onto the ship. So at the end of the cruise, you have an overnight while you're still on board in the port for you to go and enjoy. And then you come off the next day, of course, and we transfer you back to the airport for your flight back to the UK. So you will go out on the 12th of December and you'll be back on the 19th. Do you know what? I think you'll come back a slightly different shade, slightly warmer, healthier shade when you come back, and that'll be 6 days before Santa pops down the chimney. And do you know what? This could be your Christmas present to each other, seriously. I'm going to take the details of this one home, because this sounds really, really good. If you like the idea of it, it's yours from as little as $7.99 per person. Now, for me, I kind of feel like that should be the price for just like one-way flight from the UK to Dubai, don't you? I mean, Dubai's a long way away, isn't it? How long's the flight to Dubai? It's got to be a fair whack. 7 or 8 hours or something like that? You expect that to just be the price of the flight going out, don't you? No, it's the whole thing. And we fly you home at the end. Here's the details. Well, let me be the first to say, Merry Christmas. Oh, I can't believe I've said that. Look at the calendar. All right, mark this as the year where I said it. This is brilliant. Let me just remind you of what you do here. So 12th of December, you fly from Heathrow out to Dubai, and that's where you transfer to the Vision of the Seas. You've got 7 nights of cruising. You're cruising first to Kasab in Oman, where the dolphin tours are on the Oman fjords, then through to Abu Dhabi, which is just amazing. You've got to find out more about Ferrari World. Ladies shopping, gentlemen's Ferrari World, or maybe the other way around if you like, you know, rides and thrills and spills and the life of rich and famous. Then you'll be cruising through to Muscat, and you've got 2 days in the port in Oman there to go and see everything there is, forts, shopping, mosques, oh, there's so much going on. Then you come back into Dubai, but rather than just leaving the ship, you've got an overnight on board in the port in Dubai before you then fly back the next day. And you're doing all of that from 7.9. Are we sure that's right up? So, well, it says it on the TV screen. It has to be right now. It won't be there for long. So go to the website and pop in that TV reference, VIS01. VIS, of course, is the first 3 letters of the word Vision. Vision of the Seas is the name of the cruise ship on this package. From under £800 per person. I like to explain these things. 0800 953 4700. Now, I have to say on that one, I have to say it, you're going to have to call sooner rather than later. Sooner rather than later. In fact, on a balcony, that's what, 1199 on a balcony on that one. That would be really, really good. But listen, you might have just discovered TV Cruise Channel and Cruise First TV on air right the way through the day, every single day here on TV Cruise Channel. And you might be thinking, okay, well, there's lots of different people I can book my cruise with. Why you? Here's 1 or 2 reasons.
With over 15 years of travel experience, when booking with Cruise First, you're dealing with the cruise specialists. We can tailor-make the perfect holiday for you, adding hotel stays and exciting tours so you can fully immerse yourself in the destinations you're visiting. As a fully bonded member of ABTA and ATOL Protected, you have the peace of mind that your booking is safe with us. We guarantee the best cruise prices. If you find one of our offers cheaper elsewhere on TV, then we'll match or beat that price. We allow you to spread the cost of your holiday. Just pay a deposit today, and then you have until your due date to pay the balance. Plus, we reward your loyalty after your first booking. You'll receive a future cruise voucher worth up to £350 off your next cruise holiday with Cruise First. Cruise First, second to none.
Yes, you can get your hands on my voucher just by doing business with us, just by booking any cruise with us from our TV deals or any ones from our website, and we will send you this the first time you book. And it's genuinely worth up to £350 the next time you book an offer with us. So I don't have pens, I don't have badges. You can come and look around the office if you want to, but to be honest, they all look the same, to be honest with you. We would rather give you the very, very best deal first time around. Listen, thanks for your company. I know I've kept you for half an hour, but thank you so much. Stick around here on TV Cruise Channel because, of course, right the way through the day, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m, it's full of great shows that just spark your inspiration. So you stay right where you are.
You've been watching a commercial presentation brought to you by Cruise First.